there guys, how are you? Welcome back to another awesome video, and today's movie review is going to be of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is considered the remake to the Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which is based off the book Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, whatever the book is called. All I know is I think it's like Roald Dahl or Roald Dahl, whatever the person's name is that makes the book. It's based off of that. And this time around, Tim Burton is directing this movie, and it pretty much follows the same thing as, for the most part, follows the same beat or the same story or plot as the original. Now, I'm going to say a few things. Since I rewatched this movie, coming back from rewatching the movie, I'm really at odds with myself. That part of me has nitpicks, but part of me kind of doesn't have nitpicks, if that makes sense. Because the thing I want to say is Tim Burton is an odd choice to make a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie or adaptation, but then again, at the same time, it kind of works, because Burton is known for such gorgeous sets, such gorgeous pieces, and such atmosphere. And a lot of his atmosphere is very macabre, it's very dark, but at the same time, there's a bit of whimsy, there's a bit of color to his style. He also knows how to do whimsy. He knows how to do very silly things. So this works in his favor that he does something like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. He also puts his own spin on it, making it more Burton-esque. And I feel like I'm at odds myself saying that that's a pro, but also a con, that he uses his Burton-isms in here. Speaking of Burton-isms, Johnny Depp is another thing that for the most part, I really enjoy. And again, this is where I'm at odds with myself. Part of me is like, he feels too awkward. He feels too, not cringy, but he feels too out of place. But then again, it's his interpretation. It's not like Gene Wilder. And I think that's the thing that I have to kind of take away from, is that this is not like the original movie. And I think that is a bonus and a plus to this film, is that it does take a little bit of nuggets, and it does take a little bit from the original movie and the original source material, but also staying true to itself, being its own thing. And I feel like that definitely works in its favor for the most part. But part of me, for whatever reason, couldn't help my brain just go and think, okay, I think he's weird. He's a little too weird, but at the same time, it makes sense because he's awkward around children. He's been isolated away from people and from society, so of course he's going to act a little weird. But yet, there's a charm and a sensibility and a wisdom that Gene Wilder has that's somewhat more iconic, but yet I like Johnny. And something that my fiance pointed out while we were rewatching this movie is how well Johnny Depp, and I forget about this, is how well Johnny Depp is known for being a good contortionist or an expressionist actor. With just his facial expressions alone really do work. I mean, look at Edward Scissorhands. He doesn't say a damn word, and he's really good at emoting and expressing himself with just his faces. He does the faces with Jack Sparrow a little, and he does that here, and I think that does work in his favor. He is a bit sarcastic, he is a bit dry-witted, and I think that does play well into his version. The Oompa Loompas, I think, are very unique, but at the same time, I think the original ones are more colorful, they stand out more. I think it's interesting that they did take the effect of one actor and they just kind of I think replicated it onto each person or each actor, or they CG'd it, I don't remember. No, there's a special effect they did with it. And there's something about the original Oompa Loompas, how one was taller, one was smaller, one was stockier, one was skinnier. They seemed more sillier, they seemed more fitting. Same goes for the Factory. The Factory feels very Burton-like, but it kind of has that charm, it has that color, it has musical numbers to it, very weird musical numbers, but I think that, again, that benefits. The one thing that I do genuinely like that is different from the original movie is that we get a bit of kind of why Willy Wonka is so weird. He is kind of shy at times because of his childhood, his upbringing, and being the son of Christopher Lee just sounds so legendary and so great. I don't know if it was either this movie or Count Dooku was Christopher Lee's last performance, I think. I don't know. I think it's very interesting. If this was Christopher Lee's last performance, because I think it's so interesting that both Christopher Lee and Vincent Price, their last performances were Tim Burton movies. I do love how much Lee is hamming it up. I think the only legitimate nitpicks I will say about the movie is, it's meant to be mean-spirited and it's meant to have more of like a darker sense of humor, and I think that works very well, and I can't help stress that enough. However, I feel the kids in this one are a lot more obnoxious, and I know they're supposed to be more obnoxious because you have Charlie, who's the wholesome kid, and Grandpa Joe, who's being so generous and being so wholesome, but there's something about the actors, the kid actors, besides Charlie, that just kind of are really a little more annoying in their performances. And again, I know it's supposed to be the point, but I kind of felt a very disconnect from a few. And the songs, although are great, I guess this group, chewing all day long. Veruca Salt, the little group, has just went down the garbage chute. Mike TV one, not as memorable. It's kind of catchy, but it's the weakest one out of the bunch. But I will at least give it this, that in its own right, this is definitely a really solid interpretation of the story. Whether it's faithful or not, whether it's up on par with the original movie or not, in the 1970s version or not, I'm going to give Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, even though I am wrestling with these thoughts of how I feel about everything else, I think at the end of the day, I am going to at least give it a solid B. So Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, have you guys seen it? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to awesome videos every day, if not every week. Make sure you ring that bell to new videos every day of the week. Share the video with family and friends, all the good stuff and more. Leave suggestions down in the comments. You name it, I'll look into it as best as possible. Look out for more reviews, look out for top 10s, all fun things and more. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.